Tony D and Little Joan with a Piney podcast special. Sorry I had to take a second take of this. Um, this is about the fire. There's a big fire here in South Jersey in the Pine Barrens, so I thought I'd do a little scoping out and give you an update. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, The Pineys. Books 1 through 17, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, what happened? Well, there was apparently a 19-year-old man named Joseph Kling who went out into the pines and started a bonfire. I don't think he was intentionally trying to set the pines on fire, as far as I know. But he had a bonfire. I don't know if he had people with him. I assume he did, and he apparently put out the fire, but it reignited, which is something that could happen if you're not careful. It's very dry in the Pine Barrens right now. Now, normally we do a lot of what's called controlled burns or back burning. But we normally don't do those this time of year because it's usually very wet and it's been very dry. We had a little rain, but not a lot. So currently 15,000 acres have burned, and he's been charged with arson-related charges. He allegedly started the fire on Jones Road. Now let's go to the map, and this is why I had to redo the video, is because I forgot that my head takes up too much room, so I wanted to make sure you could see the fire. This is the fire here. I'll zoom out to show you where in the state it is. See, this is Philadelphia. This is an area, I don't live that far from Philly. I'm in New Jersey. I'm somewhere around here in the west, so I'm nowhere near the fire personally. So it's on the opposite coast, on the eastern side of the state. So this is Barnegat Light down here, and what's known as Long Beach Island, and that is a popular tourist destination here. It's not the shore I typically go to. It's usually, that's a little more expensive, LBI, but it's very popular. Lot of very expensive houses in LBI. That's where Sandy Hook hit. I'm explaining this for a lot of non-Pineys out of the country and out of the state. But the Jones Fire Road, they're calling it. Jones Road is somewhere down this area here where I'm moving the cursor. You might see the words Wells Mills. That's down there too. The road he apparently started the fire on is called Jones Road, but it's not paved. It's a piney dirt road, and there are a lot of roads like that in the Pines. You can't even get to Jones Road without first going to another dirt road, one of two other dirt roads to get there. So it's kind of in the woods, you know. It's you can get back to civilization within 20 minutes to a half hour, but it is in the Pine Barrens, a protected area. This whole, or a lot of this area, is protected. It's the Candace McKee Mundum. What the hell's her name? Candace Ashman. Candace McKee Ashman Preserve, which is Pine Barrens, and what's called the Lacey Mountains. Now, we don't really have mountains in South Jersey. We don't have mountains in South Jersey. I think there's a couple in North Jersey. I don't know if you'd call them mountains or hills, but the Lacey Mountains are not really mountains. They stand about 187 feet above sea level. They're basically just piles of gravel. Now, this touched Lacey Township, Ocean Township, didn't quite reach Barnegat. Over here in the lower left, let me make sure I'm not blocking this with my head. Over here on the lower left, you'll see Lucille's Country Cooking. That's Lucille's Luncheonette. They have a statue of the Jersey Devil, and I've done events there before. You've probably remember me mentioning it. They have the statue of the Jersey Devil out front. They of course have a new statue. The first one was broken and stolen by a guy who wrapped a chain around it and broke it off. And he was from Ohio. He threw it in his truck and he got caught. So then I have a new one. It would be north of Ocean Acres, which is down here. And the Garden State Parkway, which was closed during part of the fire. I believe it's open now, but it was closed at some point. Did get, there was fire along the parkway. Now, the parkway, for those of you out of country, out of state, is a highway. It has tolls, but it has no stoplights. So it's that kind of highway, and it goes basically along the coast. The old version of this road that people used to use is called Route 9, which is an older road that does have stoplights on it. You may want to avoid the Garden State Parkway near Lacey Township and Ocean Township if you don't want to maybe get caught up in this. Route 9 is mostly fine. Part of the fire apparently touched Route 9, but it's the area in which there are a lot of houses and developments, so probably not a huge danger of Route 9 being shut down. But again, it has stoplights, so it'll be a little slower. You can dip off the Garden State Parkway, somewhere around Barnegat, go up Route 9, and then get back on somewhere around Bayville. As far as what is around here, other than trees and pine trees and animals, the Cedar Bridge Tavern, which I've mentioned, is down around here. It's out of the range of the fire, fortunately, but it is in the middle of the pines. So I hope the fire doesn't reach it. We'll see. It's somewhere down here, along 72, or just off 72. So hopefully, what they're saying is it's going to rain on Saturday, and which is, speaking of Saturday, I was supposed to do the New Jersey Folk Festival on Saturday, but it's been postponed due to the coming rains and thunderstorms that we're supposed to get. This should put out the fire. It's about 50% contained right now. It is still active, though, so be careful. And it is, they're saying Saturday, hopefully the rain puts everything out and they get things back under control. But New Jersey's wildlife management is actually pretty good. Again, we do back burning, but they probably didn't do it this time of year because normally it's very wet this time of year. We get a lot of rain in the spring, but we haven't gotten much this time. And so things were pretty dry. It's probably the wrong time for a fire to get out of control, if you know what I mean. They're saying this is the worst Pine Barrens fire in 20 years. So 15,000 acres, not good, but probably would have been worse had we not done regular back burnings in previous years. So I believe there was only one commercial building lost that had some cars in it. Not sure what kind of building it was. And like I said, they're expecting to get it completely under control by Saturday. So that's basically it. In terms of other historical sites or ghosts, there's really not any that I know of off the top of my head. North in Tom's River, there's a ghost, I know. The ghost of James Still's brother, who haunts the docks there. He was in the Underground Railroad, and he helped the freed slaves escape to Canada. He supposedly still haunts that. Don't know any ghosts of Lacey or Ocean Township off the top of my head. Barnegat, I believe there's some. Over at the lighthouse, there's definitely some. That was a place where the Jersey Devil was sighted. That's also another alternate location where bloody John Bacon may have buried his treasure. He, of course, fought the last official battle of the American Revolution at the Cedar Bridge Tavern. So he was all around this area, just south of it, during the Revolutionary War. A lot of history. A lot of history. Surf City, I know, has some ghosts. That's on the island here in LBI. And so, my advice, probably just want to avoid the area if you can. Hope if you were evacuated, you can get back in your home now. Hopefully by Saturday this will all be done. And, you know, we'll see what happens to the guy they arrested. Unfortunately, you got to be careful in the Pines if you light a fire. You got to really make sure it's out, especially this time of year. And even starting a fire, I mean, especially a bonfire in the Pine Barrens, it's pretty. I mean, even when I do a fire, I have a, what's it called? I have a little like portable fire thingy in my backyard. When I do that, I position it carefully away from the trees, and I make sure it's out. I squirt it with the hose and whatnot. You got to be really careful during dry times. I still got a lot of leaves in my yard. If a stray ash ignites my backyard, it could go poosh, and that would be no bueno. So in the Pine Barrens, the fuel is just everywhere. So I wouldn't even light a fire in the pines right now unless, unless you had to, unless it was wintertime maybe. It's, I get it. It's a nice, thing to do while you're camping and everything, but you gotta be super careful. That's why people put rocks around the damn fire, right? Put rocks around it. You make sure it's away from all the trees. There's nothing above. That's a key component. You don't want a bunch of branches hanging over your fire. You could ignite those branches, and then you're really screwed. Can't even put the fire out. So be careful out there, Pineys. Know what you're doing in terms of fire, and we'll keep an eye on this. If there's any further developments, perhaps I'll do a Piney podcast short. But that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check me out Friday. I'll be at Woodbridge, New Jersey at the train station for an event called Halfway to Halloween. So that should be fun. It starts at 4 p.m., goes to 9. Then on Sunday, I'll be at East Hampton, New Jersey at a place called Historic Smithville Park. Now, this isn't the Smithville that's near Leeds Point. This is the Historic Smithville Park in East Hampton. It's kind of near Columbus, and that's from 11 to 4 on Sunday, and then we'll be doing a live stream. So hope to see you there. We'll see you